2019 Chapter 2 is well and truly underway as two of the fastest riders in the world, two of Motogp's current superstars, get set to resume battle in the 2024 Motogp World Championship. The race for glory 12 months ago between the Italian and the Spaniard, it went all the way down to a nail-biting final round thriller in Valencia in November. Are we set on the same course in 2024 as just 15 points separate series leader Martin, who has work to do from the fourth row of the grid here in this Japanese Grand Prix. 9 places further ahead of him on the grid is his closest championship rival, maybe his only championship rival now, after Enea Battini and Marc Marquez crashed out and a DNF technical-wise in the Motegi Grand Prix last time. This does look like it is. Well, a rematch, Pecco Bagnaia said, more of a continuation of their tussle for supremacy in the Premier Class, which rolls on into the Motegi Mountains for Chapter 16 of 20 this season. There is your championship picture. 15 points, splitting Jorge Martin, race winner here in Japan 1 year ago. Pecco Bagnaia has never, as you can see on that graphic, but there'll be a few nervy faces down in pit lane with the heavy cloud cover still threatening some rain. You can never be too sure of what the elements are going to try at you in this part of Japan. It can be pretty unpredictable, pretty temperamental, the weather. What's going through the mind of Tanggal, the 32-year-old Japanese rider, in his 258th Grand Prix start, his last home Grand Prix as a full-time rider. Thank you, Taka, has been the message from the Japanese fans. There's been a special message board erected here in Motegi where fans have been able to leave their special farewell messages to Taka Nakagami. I think that was full on Friday. 8,000 fans then is the weekend crowd here as Pedro Acosta. Can he right the wrongs of the sprint here in Motegi yesterday? The third youngest pole starter in Premier Class history. In about 40 minutes' time, will he be the second youngest Premier Class victor? He comes to the line, KTM's first pole position in 4 years. KTM winless in 2 years, winless in the dry in over 3 years. Can Acosta end that long, barren run? Everybody then gets themselves ready for this 24-lap battle here. A pivotal Grand Prix of Motegi coming up next in Motogp. It's lights out and we're racing in Motogp here in Japan. It's a great start from that second place on the grid for Pecco Bagnaia. He's going to get the whole shot ahead of Pedro Acosta. Once again, no, Acosta wipes the nose and grabs the front brakes into the first corner. Vinales gets a tap there, I think, from Frankie Morzelli. Martin, Brad Binder's got away well from 5th place on the grid. He's third, but it once again is Bagnaia who gets the lead early on here, just as he did in the sprint yesterday.
And just as he did in the sprint yesterday, Marc Marquez has made big progress. That's Frankie Morzelli being sent off the racetrack by the 93 at turn 3. He's already up into the top 6. Martin hasn't made the same progress. He's come to the first exit. In fact, he is now up into 6th place thanks to his teammates.
Yeah, going with Marquez then is the 89 of Jorge Martin. Pedro Acosta did not wait too long to strike and attack Bagnaia yesterday in that sprint. His move came early on at turn 5. Through turn 7 he goes for the first time. This is where he dumped out the lead late on in the sprint yesterday.
Right, Binder has got away well. He's in third right behind Acosta. It was pretty early in the sprint yesterday that Acosta made his move. Binder nearly went into the back of him there, and that's going to allow Battini through.
Almost let Marquez through as well. Binder gets squeezed off onto the green paintwork coming out of turn 9. Martin launching away on the inside of Marc Marquez into turn 10. He's got the inside line of Battini as well there. Martin in a Marquez beat sandwich now as they power out of turn 10. This has been an awesome first lap for the World Championship leader, 11th to 4th.
And Binder, that's Miller actually now coming through on Marc Marquez. Jack Miller came from 14th on the grid, and he's now up into the top 6. What a start for the Aussie.
Yeah, Marquez and Battini getting a right bloody nose, aren't they? At the back end of this opening lap, we're on board now with Battini, who was inside the top 3. Something's gone down in the final sector on this opening lap. It's the first lap that's led by the world champion at Bagnaia. Almost 3 tenths clear of Acosta.
Alex Marquez and Mir have gone down, so another double DNF of Juan Mir, and Battini at the moment there on the race way through turn one. So Mir and Marquez down on that one.
So yesterday we saw Acosta attack Bagnaia early at turn 5. I don't think he's going to be close enough this time around, although it's slightly wide there. Wasn't he going through the 3 and 4 with Bagnaia? It is another frustrating Sunday experience for poor old Juan Mir, who's just having a terrible time, isn't he, right now at HRC, down and out of the Grand Prix, just as he was in the sprint yesterday.
Well, as you said a moment ago, Pedro Acosta did not wait long yesterday. I don't think he's going to want to try and sit behind Bagnaia too long in this one either. Of course, what is going to be key through this race is front tyre temperature and front tyre pressure. It is a kind of circuit that your front tyre takes an absolute pounding with all the heavy braking zones. So I don't think Pedro Acosta will want to just sit on the rear tyre of Pedro Bagnaia for too long if he can help it.
The Mir Marquez incident is currently under investigation. We haven't yet seen a replay of what happened there between the two Spaniards, two former Motogp world champions. Of course, the bumping and barging that involved Bastianini and Marquez in that first lap, they were seconds slower.
Oh, it's Marquez into the back of Juan Mir there. Look, Juan Mir is wearing that Rossini Ducati on his Repsol Honda, but he's not actually crashed there until the very end, but he had to stop because he had a Rossini Ducati weighing his rear tyre down.
Never rains, it pours, doesn't it? Poor old Juan Mir, nothing that he could do about that. It looked like from the external camera as Jack Miller, 2022 Japanese Grand Prix winners, had a real strong start to the 2024 edition of the Japanese Grand Prix. Got Marquez and Bastianini behind him. Bagnaia, 144.819 is just the fastest lap of the race so far. Not too far behind him was Acosta.
Yeah, matching each other for lap times. Binder there a little bit wide, although you can take that line through turn 1 to give you the best look at turn 2. But if Jorge Martin has any hopes of winning this race, he can't sit behind that KTM.
Very longer than what he was at the front of the sprint yesterday. So far, even a sniff, he's given Acosta in second place. Marquez working in through on the fast starting Aussie Miller. That's lovely on that change of direction. Set it up going through the 4th gear turn 6. Up the inside line going through turn 7. And Marquez then back into P5.
Lost Lorenzo Savadori already, the replacement for the Trackhouse team into Eugene Miguel Oliveira, and he picked it again on that second lap. Savadori would appear also out of the race.
Sideways into the 1st gear turn 10 goes Acosta. Now Bastianini with a bit of a desperate lunge on the inside of Miller. One of the hardest riders to overtake, one of the hardest bikes to overtake in Motogp these days is Miller and that KTM. That's why Bastianini is so eager to get on with this.
Jack Miller just braking as late as he dared. Bastianini wasn't exactly shy on the brakes there, but no way through on the KTM. And with Marquez now up the road and clearing off, having got past the Australians, Bastianini knows he's got to do the same quickly if his hopes of a podium finish aren't going to slip away early on. Who's that down at the last corner?
I thought I heard in my headset some scraping noise, and Pedro Acosta then, second time in 24 hours, the shark stumbles, the shark spills out of contention. Acosta then, here he goes, through the victory corner, and there'll be no victory, no maiden success. Pedro Acosta, as he tucks the front on the inside of turn 14, once again it's head in hands for Acosta, head in hands for Red Bull Gas Tech 3, and that of course now has pushed Jorge Martin up into second place. He started his Grand Prix in the middle of that 4th row in 11th. It's taken him 3.5 laps to get himself up into P2.
Well, boy, is that taking the wind out of the sails from a KTM point of view. Acosta out of the race, and in that same moment you saw Brad Binder going wide at the very same corner, and Martin took advantage, through into second place. Bagnaia's lead is 1.4 seconds from Jorge Martin, Binder and Marc Marquez. You can see how much he was delayed there. Bastianini trying to get past Jack Miller. He's lost the thick end of a second, up to Marquez ahead of him.
Ooh, Acosta. He's had the speed for a double victory. He's had the speed, the pace, the potential for the treble. He completed a third of it with a sensational pole yesterday morning, but he has crashed out of the lead in the sprint and now crashed out of second place in the main Grand Prix. Heartache for the Spaniard.
But a bit of a bittersweet moment against Pedro Bagnaia. His lead is now a much more comfortable one, but his chief championship rival is now the rider immediately behind him in the race, and this might well have been the best case scenario that Jorge Martin could have envisaged coming into this Grand Prix, particularly at such an early stage of it, to be only 5 points potentially behind Bagnaia at the end of this race, or losing 5 points. That would keep him 10 ahead. Bagnaia's lead is now 1.5 seconds, a 1:44.519. He's now 1.5 ahead of time around.
And that was Acosta just sweeping through the picture at turn 3. He has rejoined this Grand Prix. You never know what happened. We could get some rain in Motegi. You don't see too many front-end watch-outs that are going through that final corner. He just cut the curve on the inside, maybe. It's coming from a long way back. Is Marc Marquez with the classic block pass there on Brad Binder down into turn 5. Bagnaia, without any immediate pressure behind him now with Acosta down and out, has found a 1:44.519. That's the fastest lap of this Grand Prix so far, and that has seen him establish a lead now that has stretched out to over a second.
Jeremy Bagnaia, Martin and Marc Marquez are lasting in the 1:44. Binder did a 45.3 last time around, losing a second of 9/10 of a second to the race leader up ahead of him. And you can see already the distance, that blue and red Ducati of Marc Marquez is pulling further and further away from us. And Binder's a little bit wide there through turn number 10. Here's a look then at what happened at the start. Once just making this first couple of corners look like he's riding the video, getting on easy mode.
Yeah, and Jorge Martin followed him through as well. This is Maverick Vinales, who started on the front row of the grid and just went backwards once again. The aero slicing in there into the back of Marc Marquez. This is looking back to Vinales, who himself had to pick up as Frankie Morbidelli got on the inside of the factory fully right. It was almost a domino effect, wasn't it there? Martin then now is the fastest rider on circuit. 1:44.461. 4/10 quicker on that lap 5 that he was compared to Bagnaia. Martin 1.1 seconds behind the race leader. In turn 1.2 clear of Marquez, who looks like he's got Binder now under control, number 93.
Personal best for Anea Bastianini too. Now he's clear of Jack Miller. Bastianini straight down into the 1:44. He was actually quicker than Bagnaia last time round, but Bastianini's got to claw himself up onto the tail of Brad Binder and then past the leading KTM, and hopefully from his point of view, passing a lot quicker than he passed the previous one.
Well, Jorge Martin has had 18 Grand Prix victories, 80 Motogp. If he was to win this Japanese Grand Prix from the 4th row, make no mistake, the biggest and best win of his Grand Prix career. He starts to chase, he starts then to hunt down Bagnaia. He has stabilised, he's taken 4/10 out of the Italian on the previous lap. He's just holding around that 1.1 second buffer. Although Marc Marquez is struggling to go with Martin already halfway around this lap 7. Martin has found half a second on Marc Marquez in 3rd place.
I wonder whether Marquez made some sort of mistake in that second sector, because he's reversed back towards Brad Binder. You can see them now at the top of the screen. Binder took 3/10 himself out of Marc Marquez, so I think it was more an issue for Marquez. Martin not picking his pace, because as you say, the gap isn't really changing too much between himself and Bagnaia. We've seen Bagnaia in this position so many times over the course of 2024. 7 Sunday wins already. Generally, if a rider threatens to close the gap on him, he tends to step on the pace again. The gap is now under 1 second. It brought to the attention of the reigning world champion.
This Bagnaia just slacking up ever so slightly, just holding a steady but fast pace, wary of the tide drop that will come later on in this Grand Prix. Just out of shot, there goes the World Championship leader. I think just ahead of him on the road there is Pedro Acosta, isn't it? On the 31 bike, who is, sadly, for us neutrals, out of contention. Battle further down, then we've got Miller 6. He's having a good fight at the moment with Morbidelli. Top 10 to Bezzecchi, Alex Spargo, Fabio Di Gianantonio has just picked off Vinales for that 10th place. Another disastrous start and first lap for Vinales, who published on the front row out of the top 10 once again. Quattararo 12th, leading the Japanese charge. Yellow flags out in the second sector. Continually there, it's Augusto Fernandez who's taken a tumble. So Texury Gas's day gets even worse. They've still got Acosta running in this. He's already crashed out a second at the final corner, and now Augusto Fernandez joins him in the gravel.
So Brad Binder, the leading KTM in this race, as he again favours that line into turn 10. It's all about squaring the corner off and just firing it out on the exit and trying to leave that Ducati in your dust. Bastianini not close enough at this stage, and Brad Binder currently 3 seconds off the race lead, doing 1:45s. The top 2 are doing 44s, and Bastianini can see a potential podium disappearing away from him.
Yeah, he got in hot there as well, Bastianini. Looking back from Binder, you can see was snaking that factory Ducati left to right as he grabbed a handful of brake down to 90-degree corner, decelerating well over 200 kilometres an hour from 6th down to 2nd gear. Just lost a bit of momentum on the exit, compromised exit speed. There is a Binder now, hard on the power, out of turn 2, one of the several vicious acceleration points here in Motegi. The advantage between Bagnaia, the gap between Bagnaia and Martin to start lap 8 of 24, third race distance about to be completed, was just under 9 tenths.
And the top two have now lapsed. There. I mean, good look behind just to stay well out of the way of this battle at the front. He doesn't want to get involved, but he's essentially out of contention. He just drops it behind today. Bastianini, and I guess he might now be having a look at what he could have won this afternoon. He's staring his leading group, which he was in before he crashed earlier on.
No, I was going to say a double DNF, but he is circulating, but I think yesterday nobody could have seen Pedro Acosta crashing out of the lead in the sprint and then dumping out second place in the Grand Prix. Tough lessons to be learned for the rookie. Life sometimes can be tough at the top, and he has found out Acosta to his cost so far this weekend. Yesterday, Lewis, he said crashing out the lead in the sprint really hurt. It really stung him. Well, today won't be much better as well.
No, I mean, well, you know, I guess later on we'll be here for him. Just how hard he was pushing to try and match the early pace of Pecco Bagnaia. Was he ultimately just pushing a little bit too hard to stay with the world champion? Only Pedro Acosta can truly add to that. It's immaterial now because he's out essentially of contention in this race. He's running around in 19. He might still score points if some drop ahead of him, but that will be no consolation.
Nini really does get that factory Ducati fishtailing around on the brakes into that turn lane. It's the most ferocious braking zone around this Motegi circuit. It's coming the move on Binder, isn't it, to try and get himself up into 4th place. The problem is, once again, it's Bastianini paying and suffering, not for an average start, but just not on the money like the competition around him. He's let Bagnaia and Martin get away by nearly 5 seconds now.
Yeah, I think the horse is faulted in terms of certainly winning this Grand Prix for René Bastianini, but the podium slipping away, as I mentioned earlier on. Marc Marquez is now in clear air, was able to do 45.0, as Bastianini up behind Binder doing 45.6. He's trying to distract the South African now, trying to force. At the moment, he's getting no change over the KTM.
Binder and that KTM, we know C16 stops here around the hard braking zones in Motegi. Binder and Miller are a couple of the real late breakers in Motogp, so this is a real problem here. This is costing Bastianini at the podium, trying to find a way through now on the inside at turn 9. He's going to run in hot though. This is desperate, isn't it, from the beast. Look at the movement he has on the rear tyre as well, as he just tried to squeeze the power on, tried to get the drive to make sure that he didn't lose that place to Binder, but there was nothing he could do. He's going to be getting a bit frustrated here now, isn't he, the Italian?
The beast might boil over very, very soon if this continues. This is Tanggal for the lead, and Jorge Martin is just chipping away a bit. It was 9 tenths of a second when the lap began. It's now down to 7.5 tenths of a second. Bagnaia won't be panicking just yet at this stage. You get the feeling that Bagnaia is just keeping that lead at a sort of margin that he's happy with, and making sure that he has some rear tyre left in his race. Every rider in the field, the medium rear tyre, our information, with the exception of Takana Kagami. Race direction, waving the white flag. Riders are now allowed to stop bikes, so someone told them it's raining out there.
Wow. Well, this could be a game changer. Looking at that commentary box window to see if any of the fans are going for the ponchos or the rain jackets. It is getting a little bit grey overhead. Simon, down to you in pit lane.
No, just letting you know there's no raindrops in pit lane.
Thanks very much, Sam. We're going to keep a very close eye with him. Bastianini then finally has found a way through. Brad Binder is taking him 9 laps to find his way through on the number 33. In pit lane out here, as we can hear, there are bikes, spare bikes are being warmed up. White flag then is waving. At the moment then, you can just see there as Bagnaia goes through turn 7. It just looks like it's getting a little bit darker over at the back end of the circuit. 6 tenths of a second was the gap, between Bagnaia and Martin as we started this lap 10.
Yeah, they wouldn't have waved that white flag unless they had information from a marshal out there that it is raining. That's only the point where that rule comes into play. You don't have the white flag, you're not allowed to change bikes in a full dry race, only when rain starts to fall. At the moment, it's not slacking off the lap times at all, as Bagnaia and Martin continue to match each other for pace. But surely, if you're Jorge Martin, you just do whatever Pecco Bagnaia does if this rain gets heavier.
That's exactly what he's going to do. Prix. He made that massive mistake in Mazzano, didn't he, where he swept into pit lane. As Marc Marquez said, in Mazzano when it's raining, you follow the locals. And this time around, trust us, mark our words. If Pecco Bagnaia comes into pit lane, Jorge Martin will follow him straight in. There is no way on planet Earth that Martin will do anything different to what Bagnaia will do in this Grand Prix. Let's hope that it does remain dry. Out of turn 2, Bagnaia powers the factory Ducati. Coming up to the halfway stage here in Japan. The lead just over 7/10 of a second. 44.8 from Bagnaia. 44.9 on the previous lap. Martin has no concerns, no worries about the 93 threatening that second place at the moment. Marquez is a long way back. 2.6 seconds behind the Martin. At the moment, Marquez struggling to get himself back in those 44s.
Bastianini through on Binder then for 4th place and straight down into a low 145. Binder did a 46.1 last time around as he now slips back into what you imagine, subject to any flag-to-flag shenanigans later on, might be quite a lonely 5th place for the South Africans. But that's an important point, isn't it? That the lap times are still holding very steady in the 144s, certainly for Bagnaia and Martin. So if there are any spots sitting there advisor at the moment, it's not slowing them down.
Up towards the top end of the circuit, the hairpin curve. Turn 10, all the way down to bottom gear, first gear, 70 kilometers an hour, and then you start winding up to those seamless shift gearboxes, upside the full throttle, 315 kilometers down the appropriately named downhill straight, because it really does drop off the edge of the cliff. Into turn 11 we go. Advantage Bagnaia, just keeping Martin at arm's length, isn't he? That gap just hovering around 7/10. 8/10 of a second. Through the victory corner we go, where Pedro Acosta saw his hopes disappear when he crashed out early on out of 2nd place.
None of the KTMs, or neither of the 2 KTMs left in this race, have much pace at the moment. Binder having lost their place to Bastianini back in the 46s. Let's see what his lap time is this right. Yeah, 46 flat for Brad Binder. He's off the pace. Jack Miller was also doing 46 the last time around. That's why he's now behind Morbidelli and Motegi. So neither of the 2 factory KTMs in this race don't have any pace at all.
What about a battle of the Frenchman and a battle for top honours in terms of the Japanese manufacturers here in the Grand Prix of Japan? At the moment, Fabio Quartararo in 12th place, already 16 seconds behind the race leader. We're only on lap 12, so the Yamaha and the Hondas over a second a lap off the pace here. Taka Nakagami at the moment, well, his farewell to a full-time Grand Prix career in Japan will finish with a point score in place. At the moment he sits in 15th. He's closing in though on Ralph Fernandez on the Trackhouse Racing Aprilia. Now that the yellow flag's right, Maverick Vinales has gone down. I had a quick look at the left-hand corner of our screens to see if Bagnaia and Martin are still upright and on 2 wheels. But Maverick Vinales out of turn 5. On the brakes, Vinales goes. Just spinning out front of goes the factory Aprilia. That's not what Vinales came for. Front row on Saturday morning. Scant reward with 1 point for 9th in the sprint yesterday, and it's now a DNF in the main Grand Prix on Sunday for Tosca.
Yeah, we can promise so much as ultimately not amounted very much at all beyond that 1 World Championship point he secured yesterday. Bagnaia just edging away a bit now once again from Jorge Martin as we now tick over half race distance in this Grand Prix. Bagnaia still in the 149s. 45.0 for Jorge Martin, which is hardly slow, but Bagnaia was just keeping his World Championship rival at arm's length here.
And it would the gap come down to 10 points. This will feel like it's been a big week. Very much going the way of Bagnaia, who is on course here to have taken 14 points out of Martin in the space of 7 days. You have to say though, Martin is doing a phenomenal job here at damage limitation. 4th from 11th in the sprint, and potentially 2nd from 11th in the sprint. It could get better, of course, for the Martinator, but I think if you'd have said to him when he was chewing a face full of gravel at turn 9 in Q2 yesterday, 4th row, you'll have a 4th and potentially a 2nd, he would have said thank you very much.
Crap in the house. Upped his pace a little bit after that poor couple of laps where he was in the 46s, back down to a 45.8, so he's matching now the pace of Morbidelli and Motegi, who are behind him on the racetrack, as well as 3-second buffer over the Italian pair. So if he can keep his pace where it is at the moment, he should be safe enough in 5th place. His teammate though, Jack Miller, is continuing to fall back down the order. He lost 8th place See Fabio Di Gianantonio on the last lap, and he's now under pressure from Malaysia's far.
Clutch of riders doing 146s, which just shows the brilliant pace of your race leader Bagnaia, who's keeping himself in the 44s and keeping himself comfortably clear at the front of the Japanese. We're a little bit spread out at the moment. Hasn't been the classic we were hoping for. Of course, not helped after Pedro Acosta's early back. But Bastianini, we've got 1 second between Bagnaia and Martin, 2.8, then back to Marquez. Big gap, and also back to the beast. Bagnaia, phenomenal, still in the 144s. Another couple of attempts quicker than Martin on that previous lap.
Yeah, the battle which might soon start to boil up is the battle for third place between Marquez and Elea Bastianini. You saw the progression of the bottom of your screen a moment ago. That gap is continuing to come down. Bastianini took another quarter of a second out of Marquez for the first time since he cleared Brad Binder. Bastianini is now within 2 seconds of the 93, and it's still left-hand side of your screen. It looks like it's come down even more. It's down to 1.2 seconds now through the first sector. Something's happened to Marquez in the first sector because he's lost 7 tenths to the beat.
Yeah, he's made a mistake on the brakes then into the first corner. We're going to see a replay of it now. Drops at the right leg, trying to get that Ducati stable. And unfortunately, he goes off to the car park here, close to the nearby Motegi Hotel. He was the apex of the first corner. And that will certainly keep Bastianini interested. Back at the front, still the gap between Bagnaia and well, it's just crept up to 1.4 seconds. Everything that Martin tries to do is immediately matched or bettered, isn't it, by Bagnaia. Not much between the two of them at the moment. Very much in the ascendancy once again is Bagnaia.
I think we're going to start to rub our hands together in the correspondence today, because we might be set for a rematch of what we saw yesterday. Probably the most entertaining battle we saw in the Tito Sprint yesterday was between Marquez and Bastianini. That one was for second place yesterday behind Pecco Bagnaia. It's a measure of today, but he's 4 seconds up the road from this pair. Marquez yesterday was the attacker rather than the defender against today of Bastianini. Role reversal potentially coming up today.
He's got it all on Hasley to hold off the beast, who has 10 laps to try and get himself onto the podium, to try and make amends for the big blunder when he was charging towards the Costa Martin 7 days ago in Mandalika. Maybe this time around he'll try and attack in that third place with a little bit more margin after a crash in Mandalika, which you feel put the final nail in his championship aspirations.
Last time round 2 for Frankie Morbidelli in 6th place. He's chasing down Brad Binder yet. Pedro Acosta has given up on any hope of salvaging anything from today, of course, with the race now starting to edge towards 2/3 distance, and a red flag now would not save Pedro Acosta, and a rather forlorn Moto2 world champion. No point to show from his weekend, having shown so much.
That is a bitter pill to swallow, isn't it, for Pedro Acosta. Pole position, KTM's first in 4 years, third youngest pole setter in Premier Class history. I don't think anybody envisaged after that would come a double DNF for the rookie star, crashing out the lead in the sprint, crashing out second place early on as he was hot in pursuit of the world champion Bagnaia. Just look at that, scrubbing off over 200 kilometres an hour, hard on the front tyre. That's why we have to run that Michelin hard compound front tyre, just to get the braking stability, just to deal with the temperature of the forces that are generated through that front tyre, down into the 90-degree corner. Out of the victory corner goes Pecco Bagnaia. He's finally back in the 145, but still, once again, just takes a tenth or two out of Martin. The gap now just under 1.6 seconds. These two are miles clear of anybody else. Marquez 6 seconds further back. Marquez and Bastianini exchange 145.3. So Marquez has regrouped after his big mistake at turn 1 on the previous lap. So he's just holding the beast back by 8 tenths.
We often show you race pace graphics with the lap charts of all the different lap times the riders set through the Grand Prix. I quite look forward to seeing one of those for Pecco Bagnaia in this race. I don't think he's ever been at and his slowest, which was on the previous lap, for 45.1. That's what world champion like.
Well, when he had the consistency to match the speed, but Pecco Bagnaia, that is astonishing, isn't it? 44.8, 44.8, 44.9, 44.9, 45 flats. That is metronomic pace, isn't it? From Pecco Bagnaia. As the sun starts poking through the clouds here in Motegi, let's hope that all we have is sunshine here and not any more rain spots to hinder these last 8 and a bit laps here in Motegi, as Martin fighting a good fight, but at the moment just cannot get on par, can he, with Bagnaia. Bagnaia doing what he has to do, just make sure he keeps taking the points. Pressure on Martin at the top of the World Championship. Will head to Phillip Island in Australia. It stays as is with the gap down to just 10.
Yeah, I think he just told him, Martin, yesterday morning, tell him you can get out of Japan this weekend with your championship lead still at 10 points. I think he might have taken that, having started from 11th on the grid. Recovery from the World Championship leader. This is Jack Miller, whose race has kind of gone in the other direction after what was an incredible start. Arguably a better first lap than Martin had from Miller to come from 14th up to 5th at one stage, but he's started to regress back down the order now, and Alexis Spargo is looking to take away that 9th place. That's on Miller was doing a 46.6, which is a second and a half off race leading pace.
Quickest rider on circuit now is Marc Marquez in third. He's got the hurry up, he's got the message, and the Bastianini was closing in on him, and he's thinking, no, I'm not losing a double podium here in Motegi. 145.203 was just a little bit quicker than Bagnaia, so Marquez is finding some great late race pace, and he keeps the beast at bay for the time being.
Could be some problems still yet for the other factory KTM. Of course, we're looking at the battle involving Jack Miller, or we were, Marco Motegi and Gian Antonio now on our screen to a battle for 7th, and all VR46 battle, but things have not got 5th place safe just yet. He's doing 45.8. Vodka Morbidelli is catching at around about 2-3 tenths a lap, and with 7.5 still to go, it could be close towards the end of the race for the 21 to potentially secure an all-Ducati top 5 in this one.
Alexis Spargo just in a little bit wide there on the factory of Aprilia as he powers out of turn 10. You can just see Bagnaia's lead. It's creeping up once again. It was 1.6 at the start of this lap, is now up to 1.8 seconds. 145.4 as opposed to a 145.6 from Martin. The two faster riders behind that lead two, Marquez and Bastianini, who are setting us all up for another Grand Slam finish here in the battle for third place. Marquez at 145.3, bested by Bastianini, got down to 145.1. The gap now between those two just 0.6 of a second.
Bastianini was just hoping under his crash helmet that rear tyre of Marquez does start to drop. It's generally an area where Bastianini is usually in quite good shape late on. Here is the battle for third place, and Bastianini, as I say, is now the fastest rider on circuit, doing 145.1. Marquez is going to need every ounce of grip from that medium Michelin tyre in the final 6.5 laps if he's to hold on to this podium.
Yeah, and that will feel like an awful long 6.5 laps for Marc Marquez, because, well, he's known as the up and down pit lane as the tyre whisperer, and Bastianini is so smooth, so gentle with that right hand at managing the grip. This is the phase of Grand Prix traditionally where an air comes into his own. Further down, let's have a quick check on Taki Nakagami, 13th place. He's up to now, of course, help with the Vignalas and Acosta retirements, but hopefully points on offer for Taka in front of his home crowd.
I think there's no problems, by the way, behind this, and that battle for 5th. He's lost over half a second on this lap to Frankie Morbidelli. For the first time, that lead that Binder has for 5th is under a second. In fact, it's been cut in half already on this lap. 1.5 at the start of the lap. Morbidelli now within 8 tenths of Brett Binder. A battle for 5th is also about to commence shortly.
Bagnaia already starting his 19th lap of 24. Martin has nicked a bit of time back on the number one, a 145.4 from the Spanish rider, has reduced the gap back down to 1.5 seconds. Once again, guess who's the quickest of the lead quartet? It's Bastianini on the number 23 factory Ducati. The top 4 riders in the World Championship, once again, the top 4 star performers in this Japanese Grand Prix. A little bit more strung out than we were hoping for between our top quartet, which is still being led by Bagnaia.
The World Championship will still very much roll on. for another couple of weeks to Australia with just 10 points. The top two, if it finishes as it is at the moment, we are still in that kind of phase of the season though where one mistake could still make such a difference. So far this afternoon, Pecco Bagnaia has made none at all, and Jorge Martin must feel surely under his crash at the moment. He must know at this stage that he's not got the pace to chase down Pecco Bagnaia. It's all about making sure he doesn't make mistakes now and take all the 20 very useful points.
Oh, you've gone to it again, haven't you? You've done the commentator's curse. You spoke in glowing terms yesterday about Pedro Acosta not putting a foot wrong. About 2 quarters later, Acosta the lead at turn 7 in the sprint. Yeah, apologies to Pedro Acosta. Let's hope the commentator's curse...
the only one.
yeah. Let's hope that the commentator's curse doesn't strike Pecco Bagnaia. He's just getting the message, just the team informing him. Can you believe it? Blue sky now starts to emerge. We're having to shut the blinds in our commentary box. First time that's happened all weekend. As we're starting to getting blinded by the sun in the land of the rising sun. Bagnaia over the line. Yeah, that is 2 laps then now that Martin has found half a second compared to Bagnaia. The gap shrinks further to 1.3 seconds. So 45.6 from Bagnaia. Better with a 45.3 from Martin. Is this just a bit of stage managing from Bagnaia, just making sure that he's got a bit of grip, of course with fuel consumption a factor as well, the change matters by now. How much has the power been knocked off of those factory Ducatis as well?
We thought yesterday, didn't we, on the final lap, that Bagnaia was perhaps overdoing it a little bit. We did wonder, was he potentially going to throw away a sprint win on the very final lap? He asserted us that he was just managing it, but he knew he had a second that potentially he could lose on the final lap, and used every little bit of that second to win by a tenth in the end for Enea Bastianini. I guess what we'll find out is if Martin gets to within a second of Bagnaia, does Bagnaia then take the moment and decides to speed up again a little bit? It's holding steady at the moment on this lap. The lead remains around 1.3 seconds as Grant Binder's grip on 5th place might finally be loosened here by Frankie Morbidelli, who has now caught the KTM.
Over in the home of sumo wrestling at the moment, Marc Marquez's fight for 3rd place is absolutely brilliant. A 145.1 was Marquez's lap time as Morbidelli charges in too hot on the brakes into turn 10. Marquez a 145.1 on that lap 19 was half a second quicker as a Bagnaia. It just looks like he's trying to break the beast here late on. 1.1 seconds the gap now online. So 4 laps to go. Now I'm sure Pecco Bagnaia, if he keeps control of this Grand Prix, will tell us just afterwards, well, it was all under control. As long as I could just see the gap was over a second, I knew that Martin was not going to come and give me any late worries, any late headaches, but it's just certainly keeping our attention here in the commentary box. I'm sure you watching at home as well.
And keeping Davide Tardotti very much on the intuitive. Here he is now. He certainly doesn't look like a team manager who's comfortable and confident that victory is secured just yet. Bagnaia can afford to lose a couple of tenths per lap from here with just 4 to go. He would still have enough to hold Jorge Martin at bay, but I guess you don't want to give the World Championship leader too much encouragement. If you can help it further back, Bastianini pulled a couple of tenths back on Marc Marquez last time around, but Marquez in many respects is doing what Bagnaia is doing, just keeping Bastianini at arm's length and not giving him a sniff of that position. It's first for Bagnaia, 3rd at the moment that Bastianini's chasing.
Just over a second remains the gap between Bagnaia and Martin through turn 9. The crash there in qualifying yesterday was the reason why Martin found himself mired back on the 4th row of the grid. Into the sunshine, shadows being cast here in Motegi at turn 10. It's now under a second. 3 and a little bit more laps remaining, and Jorge Martin's eyes are lighting up, aren't they, under that dark visor as he charges down the hill into the 90-degree corner. The victory corner coming up shortly. Is there an unlikely victory beckoning here for the Martinator?
Well, the team surely that will be giving Bagnaia, if he's not aware already, if the gap to Jorge Martin. You'll see it on his pit board as he comes across the line now with 3 to go. Bagnaia's still doing 45.3. It's Martin who's speeding up. He's just at a 45.0 with 3 laps still to go in this race. So the gap is now 9 tenths of a second, and if Bagnaia does have any extra pace up his sleeve, now's the time to find it.
45 flat on a 21 lap set old tyres. That is some astonishing pace, isn't it, by Martin. Has he got the late race speed? Can he find a way? So he's got to find a way, one, to get on par with Bagnaia, and then find a way to try and attack and get through on the Italian. He's going all in, though, isn't he? Look how hard Martin was pushing that front end of that Prima Motogp into turn 5.
Said yesterday, didn't he, when the rain was starting to fall, he just really took a knock to his confidence, Jorge Martin. Well, with the sun now shining above our heads, the military resort Motegi, nothing wrong with the confidence of the World Championship leader now, and he can catch a fast Bagnaia in the final 3 laps. What a positive blow this would deal in the battle for the World Championship.
Well, he's doing all he can, and that is just to keep Bagnaia's mind occupied, let him see his pitboard over the line. That plus 0.889, yeah, on the dashboard goes. Less than 2.5 laps remaining here in Motegi. Is this boiling up to a thrilling finale here, or is this just Bagnaia in complete control of the situation? Only he knows, inside that special autumn helmet here, in the autumn sunshine of Motegi, through the final corner, Bagnaia will go now. Just over 2 laps remaining, just under 10 kilometres remaining, as there's a 10-point gap at the moment, splitting the top 2 in the championship.
Bagnaia does respond as we thought he might. As that gap came under a second, Bagnaia said, okay, that's close enough for me, I'm going to speed up a bit again. And the lead now goes back out to over 1 second. That's the first lap for around 5 or 6, isn't it? So Martin has been slower than Bagnaia. As far as the other Motogp is concerned, we're talking about Morbidelli chasing Brad Binder. He has now passed him for 5th place.
Cool, isn't it? That's clinical from Bagnaia. Just happy to let Martin come within striking distance and then just respond with kind, because he's now got that advantage back to over a second. Let's just check as they come through the second sector, halfway around this second to last lap. Has Bagnaia broken Martin? I think he has. Bagnaia has upped his pace. 1.4 seconds now is the gap, and surely now is the time for Martin to lock and load and lock down the 20 important points for the championship.
Marc Marquez in 3rd place. This is really the battle for 3rd place, not just in the race, but probably in the World Championship too. There's 5 points apart in the advantage of Bastianini. If Marc Marquez can hold on to this, he would gain 3 points back on the beast. And what Marc Marquez is doing so well here is he's just, much like Bagnaia at the front, he's just keeping that gap big enough that Bastianini's in no position to really launch a lap raid on the 93. This is the closest battle we're going to have, I think, on this final lap of the race. And certainly now that Morbidelli has cleared Brad Binder, and Marc Marquez, who's had some lap battles over the years with factory Ducatis here at the Motegi circuit, he does not want another one.
Yeah, Honda's home crowd hero, showing Honda exactly what they're missing. He's had a whole bunch of podiums for HRC here. Of course, his first in Japan on board the Ducati. And Bagnaia, a 1:45.5 on lap 23. And I think Jorge Martin has had a look over his shoulder, seen the massive gap back to Marquez, and he's decided, that's it. He's a 1:46.1, which is by far Martin's slowest lap of this Grand Prix. He's in safety mode now. He's just home to 2nd place, limiting the damage. He pushed Bagnaia hard, but Bagnaia did not crack. And the championship, which has been littered with mistakes, as Bagnaia himself said, he hasn't blinked, he has not made a mistake yet in the Japanese Grand Prix. Don't think we're going to see one coming.
He forced one out of Pedro Acosta in the very early stages. Of course, this was the day that Pedro Acosta hoped was going to lead to first Motogp win. That will have to wait for at least another fortnight, and it's a measure of the level that Pecco Bagnaia is at, and also the level that Martin is at, to keep himself in the Leader Championship. Of course, Bagnaia has now taken more sprint wins this season than Martin, and he's now 3 or 4 corners away from a record for him, 8th win of the 2024 season. He's never taken more than 7. He took 7 wins in each of his 2 previous title seasons. He's 1 sector away from win number 8.
Best winning season in Motogp in 5 long years. Last time we saw a rider win 8 wins in a season, well, that was Marc Marquez in that glorious charge to the championship in 2019. It's game on in this year's Motogp World Championship. The gap shrinks to just 10 points. And through the victory corner here in Japan, it has been a Motegi masterclass from reigning world champion Pecco Bagnaia. He led the Japanese Grand Prix from start to finish. He resisted the early pressure from Pedro Acosta. He withstood the late pressure from Jorge Martin, and he takes the checker flag by 1.1 seconds ahead of the Spaniard. Bagnaia then wins for the 8th time in 2024. A season best winning tally for Marc Marquez does fend off Enea Bastianini for 3rd place. Mordelli and Binder inside the top 6. Taka Nakagami with the big wheelie over the finish line as he says farewell and goodbye. Sayonara to the Japanese fans. Nakagami takes the checker flag in 13th place. There were top 10 to Motegi, the Gian Antonio, Aleix Espargo and Jack Miller. Joan Zarco on the very last lap won the battle of the French riders. He's got Fabio Quartararo on the last lap to take 11th place. Quartararo 12th. Points as well behind Nakagami for Marini and Raul Fernandez. But Pecco Bagnaia takes it here in Motegi. It's his first Motegi MotoGP success, and he certainly needed it. 10 points then now is the gap between Martin and Bagnaia. 4 races remaining, the first of our 2 season-defining triple headers complete. We have a week's break before we resume in Phillip Island, Thailand, Malaysia and Valencia to follow. And there is nothing to split Martin and Bagnaia at the top of the championship. That was the master plan working perfectly in Motegi for the reigning world champion.
He was too good in the end, wasn't he? I guess we'll never know whether Jorge Martin could have taken the bike to Bagnaia had he started here on the grid. Let's get some reaction. When Simon is the Gigi believe.
I am Gigi. Please give us your thoughts.
These are 2 champions, and it's difficult to predict who will win at the end of the year. But anyway, good. It's a real show. It's a beautiful show, and I'm really proud that for the team and for the people that work for this important target.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pecco Bagnaia achieves his highest total of race wins in a single season. That is win number 8. Look at those names that he stands alongside that have reached that number in the MotoGP era. Valentino Rossi, Casey Stoner, Jorge Lorenzo and Marc Marquez. It's time to put his name in the conversation as one of the all-time greats, particularly if he does go on to win a 3rd successive MotoGP title. The Ducati's domination rolls on, win number 15 out of 16. They've won 13 out of 16 sprints as well so far this year. Now let's get Jorge Martin, just thumbs up. Nice bit of sportsmanship there. He dodged the cap as well to Pecco Bagnaia. Great ride for 11th and 2nd by the world champion leader. Gino Borso, the team boss, is with Simon.
He is. Gino, you were very nervous before the race. How are you feeling now?
Now I'm feeling much better. I'm happy because he show how good he is. It's like a victory today. Honestly speaking, it's like a victory. He showed incredible speed. He showed an incredible power on his mind. So we are still there. We know that we have a big challenge in front of us, but we can do it. We can do it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good point, isn't it, made by Gino Borso. When you start 11th to come through the second in MotoGP will feel like a win. Another milestone, another landmark goes the way to Pecco Bagnaia. That was Italy's 900th Grand Prix success. He's contributed 36 of those himself, 26 have come in the MotoGP World Championship. And that was, I'll think that as well, takes the Ducati to over 300 podiums in MotoGP, and they continue this incredible winning record. That is a win.
Brandon Bagnaia akhirnya berhasil menjuarai Moto Grand Prix of Japan 2024, dan di posisi kedua ada Jorge Martin, dan ketiga tentunya ada Marc Marquez yang dari sprint kemarin berhasil mengamankan podium. Jadi kalau dilihat ini hasil klasemennya sekarang sudah berubah, benar ya?
Sama sih.
Hampir-hampir mirip.
Tetap Jorge Martin, tetap Bagnaia, cuma posisinya berubah. Tadinya 15 itu 10.
Oke. Terus di bawahnya tadi Marquez
Kayaknya masih Martin nih.
ketiga.
Ketiganya tuh mestinya
Jadi Marquez dulu baru
16, 20,
kan kita jadi matematika ya.
Enggak sih. Kayaknya masih tetap ada
Ada
masih
ya.
ini.
Ada ya.
Masih. Soalnya kan
Oke.
bilang,
Tapi semakin
Masih nangis. Iya.
tipis.
naiknya emang naik 3 poin aja.
Iya.
Tadi Enia tuh sempat agak kesusahan juga kayaknya. Dia didahului oleh Brad Binder dan juga susah banget tadi
Susah
ngejar
banget
sama
Marquez.
Mark Marquez.
Seandainya mungkin dia lebih cepat mengatasi Binder, dia masih punya pace untuk bisa ngejar Mark Marquez.
Berarti tadi prediksinya Halo benar. Ya kan? Ini persis kayak Halo tadi. Eko, Martin, Marquez.
Biasa memang kalau kita melihat bahwa ini Ducati menyapu 5 posisi teratas. Dari mulai Pecco, Martin, Marquez, Marquez dan Campo Morbidelli.
Baru abis itu ada dari posisi ke-6.
Paling banyak ya.
Tahun depan enggak sih, tahun depan enggak 6.
Ada cabut.
Iya, tinggal tamak Yamaha.
Ini Martin kali ini kayaknya lebih seru ya. Kemarin soalnya sempat sedikit menunjukkan kekecewaan, tapi kali ini dia memilih untuk ya sudah aman jauh loh dia dari sebelah.
Tadi sempat mikir bakal akan duel karena jaraknya makin dekat. Ternyata lagi-lagi Pecco memainkan mapping motornya hingga tadi pas bola terakhir dia ketok palu lagi nge-gap 1,5.
Jauh juga dari tapi cukup main aman aja karena di belakangnya Marquez ini jauh juga tidak dari dia Mark Marquez.
Mark, another great podium. It might not have been the change of position fight today with Bastianini, but it looked like a hard fight nonetheless.
Yeah, super boring race. I mean, no overtakes, just there doing your rhythm. It's true that in this race track, when you are close to another one, the decision of the brakes makes everything much more difficult. But happy. I'm super happy. I knew that with that medium rear tire, for some reason I didn't feel comfortable like the soft yesterday, but it was the best option to be on the podium. The soft option was too risky. So yeah, happy. Another podium. With a difficult weekend, but we're on the podium again, so super happy.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Aja gitu, tapi akhirnya berhasil podium lagi. Soalnya dia mungkin mengharapkan hujan segala kali ya. Ada magic yang bisa.
Malah kayak itu kata habis mendung terbuka
Ini kata Kina Kagami ya.
iya
Tahun terakhir ini.
iya
Iya, ini dia. Martin.
Jorge, you've got to be pleased with that after difficulties with the front end, then the crash in qualifying 11th on the crest through to second.
Yeah, thank you. I'm happy about the result today. I think we did an amazing race for sure. Being that close to victory, not to victory, but close to Pecco, I wanted to give it a try. So I never give up during that race. I pushed till the end. Then 3 laps to go, I had some moments, so I said, okay, it's time to relax, to think about the points, and congrats to Pecco. Amazing job. He's the master in managing the tires. So I did a good job, I think. Nice first lap. I'm super happy about the second position.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Buat hati yang berada di posisi kedua, karena mau gimana lagi misalnya ini.
ya itu tadi bener kata kedua Costa udah seru kalau yang Pecco sama Jorge Martin ya gitu-gitu aja mulus-mulus aja sampai tadi
Iya.
Jorge Martin memuji Pecco Bagnaia bagaimana dia mampu menjaga tingkat performa maksimal.
Berarti kita tinggal lihat dulu siapa yang melakukan kesalahan. Tadi hari ini smooth ya. Dua-duanya tidak ada kesalahan. Ini dia Pecco Bagnaia. Ini kan yang tadi dengan buruknya itu.
Ya.
Ini kita akan langsung mendengarkan interview dengan Pastor.
Pecco, I think you showed everyone why you're 2 times world champ, the way you managed everything today. How do you feel about it?
feel super happy. We managed to gain 11 points during this weekend, so we was the maximum, is the maximum, so very happy. Jorge today was much stronger than compared to the other day, so I was just trying to manage the gap because it wasn't easy today to remain. I think the pace was incredible. The first 10 laps were incredible, so super happy. We had to move on the next one with the same ambition, the same strategy, and try to continue like this.
Congratulations.
Ya, betul. Langsung saling berbalas pujian.
Kayaknya kuat banget nih.
Iya. Tapi aku duluan, aku di depan. Jadi jauh sebenarnya kita ya, ngeliat persaing mereka juga gitu kan. Antara mereka berdua aja gitu.
Nah, harapannya sih kalau umpamanya nanti ntar tahun depan di April ya bisa bersaing akan lebih seru sebenarnya. Karena beda pabrik kan.
Betul, karena persaingannya akan semakin kompetitif lagi gitu. Iya.
Ya rasanya agak sedikit ribut-ribut ini.
Iya dong, biar agak ada kayak bumbu-bumbu apa gitu kan. Pedal apa saja tadi udah kayak rookie berani-beraninya ya.
Jangan salah, Aprilnya tahun depan kan boyong X40 juga. Fabiano Serratini.
Wih, nanti itu makin lagi tuh ya. Jadi yang kandidat kuatnya siapa nih yang sini?
Habis bensin lagi. Habis bensin lagi. Setelah kejadian.
Pas terakhir dari ya
Disikat sama Jarko nih.
Oh, pantesan tadi tiba-tiba tiba-tiba.
Kejadian bersama lagi.
Oke, ya.
elah katanya.
Jadi mungkin pakai konfigurasi mesin yang baru, konsekuensinya ya itu.
Kondisinya akan lebih
Buruk bensin.
Kamu kan kulit aja.
Ya kan kuliah baru segitu, 22 liter.
Kita belajar itu.
Iya. Kalau ada sih itu ada yang beli sekarang ulang itu dulu. Iya.
Oh, ini gede ya.
Gede. Kemarin baru kecil kemarin. Itu jangan-jangan itu lagi apa? Bukan botol doang, isinya lain. Wow. Lebih gibah begini kita.
kita akan segera menang. Berarti ini yang menang lagi-lagi pegangannya ya. Jadi dari sprint sama race
Sama
ya.
race.
Posisinya nggak banyak berubah, cuma posisi Enel sama Martin yang
Betul.
tukeran posisi kan.
Karena tadi kalau kita melihat Enel Bastian ini juga startnya kurang spektakuler seperti Marc Marquez atau Martin. Martin benar-benar dengan modal ya super start ini bisa kelebihan. Kita akan dengarkan ya. Tadi pakai bahasa Jepang.
Ada yang paham.
Sini kiri. Questa prolunga Corea.
Pensavo era un giro invece eran tres, digo. Ahora sí tenía cercanía, ¿no?
Ah, sí, porque la primera curva me he ido fuera de la sumatoria y después me ha pillado mucho. Cuando me ha pasado Miller digo, no puede ser.
Ah, fai fuori già.
Guatemala. Si no, no pasa, no pasa.
Difficile per me è quella che era nuova. Per te no? Qui era difficile, qua chiudeva tantissimo.
Sono contento della fine, Dio. Adesso più contento di te. Incredibile. Quantos puntos stai ora?
10. Il tempo è sempre così.
Interessante.
Adesso che mi devi far arrivare a 0 e andiamo a Valencia a 0.
Oke, itu dia tadi ya obrolannya. Oke, bahan mana juga akhirnya kita ngabisin juga di sini. Tapi kita tahu mereka sih sama-sama santai aja gitu tiga-tiganya.
Paling pasti sih berkata nomor boring.
Iya.
Komentarnya apa cuma
Iya, cuma pas lagi kayak aku crash aja. Cuma tadi pas lagi crashnya yang awal banget ya. Pakai nama
Iya, belum dibahas.
belum dibahas.
Cuma memang di saat itu tadi dengan Teko dengan pasangannya, Martin dengan pasangannya, Mark Marquez nggak ada.
Apalagi besok.
Ya jangan-jangan deh.
Kita gimana?
Bisa jadi mungkin tidak termotivasi.
Iya, jadi kurang berkesan ya.
Makanya beda gitu kalau yang kan Martin datang ke rombongannya, pacarnya, kabarnya ketemu istrinya.
Kita lihat sosial medianya ya.
Iya, soalnya dari
Masih temenan apa enggak?
Oh, sekarang gitu ya, kalau orang masih apa enggak, nanti di-unfollow apa enggak?
Kan apa kemarin sebelum dia kayaknya bucin banget
Iya.
gitu kalau Martin bisa bikin pintu. Itu tadi sih, saya sih sayang Martin cuma masih kawin itu di sini racing ke depan ke kebukan. Nama masih di sini racing.
Terus habis itu bawa juara, jadi tim satelit pertama. Ini makanya di kesempatannya makin sebenarnya ayo gitu kan digantiin yuk.
Apalagi ntar jadi Aprilia tahun depan pakai nomor 1 ya kan?
Makanya kalau masa kejadian orang mau
Jadian tuh ada.
juara konstruktor yang besar. Katanya nomor satunya lari ke konfirmasi tapi ya. Siapa orang nggak ya?
Enggak ada. Ini kelompok. Kalau kan nggak mana ya, nggak pakai mana. Nggak pakai kotak.
Tapi lagi jak.
Ada sebelum politik akhirnya.
Gubernur.
Iya, gubernur yang memberikan apresiasi untuk kontes terbangnya ya.
Jadi lihat memang.
Dan diabadikan oleh teman-teman wartawan ya.
Betul. Ini kemerdekaan Italia.
Italia. Ya, nonton keren. Ya, itu dia tadi.